Hey, you saw the title. I prefer usually going for VOD reviews on hard games, or at least, if not losing games, then at least hard games. And that's because there's a lot more to learn in the hard games than winning games, especially games that are free, quote unquote. This game was slightly free, but it was a little tougher due to, low elo shenanigans. So, I see a lot of people, Yasuo players, talk about not liking the Katarina matchup and wanting to ban Katarina for some reason. And I never agree with that, ever, because it's such an easy matchup. And the win con for Katarina is so simple. And most of the time in low elo, simple is better than easy, believe it or not, because the hardest part in low elo is actually understanding and wrapping your head around things and knowing than actually executing. Most people can execute like medium level plays just fine, right? Like I'm not expecting people to level 3 dive or random shit like that, right? Like if you just play your champion correctly but actually know what's supposed to happen, then you win. So why am I bringing this up? Because in Champ Select I see we have a cat Yi on the enemy team, and so I told them I'm going to be playing super aggro. I see that my jungler, who doesn't play Wukong, picked Wukong, probably because I picked Yasuo and he saw my win rate or whatever it is. People do that. That was my assumption. So I told him, assuming that he wants to play the early, because you have Pantheon support as well, I'm going to be playing super aggro to make sure that Katarina doesn't roam, and Yi is going to try and gank, and I can 1v2. Around level 4, I can just straight up 1v2 once the double buff runs out from Yi. And after that, you can do whatever you want, or you can help 2v2 by counter ganking, or whatever you want to do, right? And then we hop into the game, and we see that Katarina doesn't have TP. So now I have more leeway. I can, for example, cheat a recall on level 3, because she won't be able to TP to the lane, and she'll be stuck mid, and stuff like that. But I got burned too many times by not shoving against Cat. She'll always find some kind of shitty, weird-ass roam timer. So I'm going to be playing super aggro. And lethal tempo is OP right now. I'm seeing a lot of people argue about lethal tempo for some reason. It's not even close. Like, it's just OP. It's broken. Like, it breaks the game because it allows you to do things that you otherwise wouldn't be able to do. So, what do I mean by that? If you remember Fervor back in season, I don't know, 7 or 8 or whatever, I'm lagging, by the way. I've been lagging for a week, so that's why it looks a little wonky. In Fervor days, this is what I would do. I would just auto people and auto check them and see what they do. And most of the time, they will just give you a first blood like that, right? Like, the moment I ignited is the moment she was dead for sure. Like, if she flashes, as I ignite, I can just flash behind her and auto one more time. That's why I don't ignite early. If you ignite early, she just flashes away. Usually, cats are easier to first blood because they don't run flash, because they have TP. And also, to be fair, this cat specifically is pretty bad. She's not the best cat I've played against. But they will usually end up feeding you around level 2 or 3, just because they wanna outplay you. So it's what they're playing their champ for. Unless they're the TP player, and most of the time in that case, they will just play safe and wait for the roam, and you won't have as much kill pressure, so you just gotta keep shoving, because you're not gonna kill them anyway, because they just want to keep looking. And definitely rush attack damage, and leave crit for last, because you want to be getting plate gold when they're roaming. So here I'm communicating with my jungler, he gives me a thumbs up. You'll see I'll be buying a lot of pots this game, because I keep backing right after getting back to lane, because they keep feeding me. And this is very lucky, and this game isn't about getting ahead. I am literally gifted spoon-fed kills. It's about what you do with them once you're ahead. I see a lot of people talking about, I was ahead, but I couldn't carry because my team was feeding and inting and whatnot, and they don't listen. Excuses, right? Like, I've also lost games like that, but that's because I didn't know how to leverage my lead, right? Maybe I spent too much time farming instead of, like, pushing my lead elsewhere on the map. So, do we need to break this down? I don't think we do, right? Like, you could have rewinded, but we'll just look at it one more time. She doesn't have a dash if she doesn't reset it, right? She has limited dashes. So keep in mind that she always has one more dash than you think she does. Like here, she is gonna dash again, so I'm ready for her to dash. That's why I'm walking this way, not this way, because I'm waiting for her to dash that way. And then she dashes this way, so I E again, and then I EQ. And then she either E's back here, and then I E back and I auto, and by the time she E's here, I can just kill her. Or she just runs back to tower. I think she's going to run back to tower, and so I actually stop moving because I don't want to hit tower, and in case she dashes the other way, I am a little faster. And then I get one last Q. Now she's mega chunked. And right now, what I'm thinking is, I can dive this person, right? But then, this shit happens, he wants to fight, he doesn't look at the map for some reason, we don't have bot prio, but he wants to fight. And usually, I would let him die, but this is one of the rare instances where I know we win for sure. So, I do something risky. I don't know if they have sums. If these guys are bad, they would both flash it or something, but they don't. And so that allows us... He actually... I didn't notice that during the game. He actually walks back in for some reason, so he dies. And I know Katarina's still in the area, but I know I can kill him. It's a bet. It's not that I know. I'm hoping I can kill him fast enough, and I won't get kited because this is low elo, and I'll be able to make this work well enough. I see Pantheon is coming, so right now I'm in, like, kiting mode. I don't care about putting out DPS. I care about saving my HP until my team gets there. So I try to move away from Lucian, but I don't want to keep moving this way because I don't know if my Pantheon has boots. I don't know if he'll be able to catch up. But I know that if I go this way, then I can still wind wall and Pantheon will get closer. So I wind wall, I kill this person, and then I just wait for the wind wall. And then here, it was my bad. I should have instantly gone on Lucian. Instead, I like auto the Taric one more time. And to be fair, Taric early has a lot of base damage. So Pantheon, limber with his flash, strong early, and we win. 2 for 4, early game, we're like cemented our lead, we're ahead for sure. Top lane, as expected, if you remember, if you're at chat, I was like, we should camp top pre-6 and then 4-man bot after 6, that's the plan. Like, it's super obvious to me that this Mundo is going to feed. It's a Draven with barrier, which tells me it's a cheese setup that either he's practiced or that he's just picked up from a YouTube video, but either case, cheese is more likely to work against noobs. That's just the definition of cheese, and I don't think this Mundo is gonna like wait until he's tanky enough and Draven can do anything to him. He is gonna feed early. So I want the Wukong and myself to be able to help him out, but he keeps dying, and it's a race against time. It really is. I don't have time. Like, look at this wave. I'm fighting this a huge-ass wave because I know that if I just wait for things... Here, by the way, I thinned the wave. I killed 3 minions, and then I dragged the wave this way to keep it in this area to make Cat overextend so I can run her down. Mainly because I need to keep getting ahead if I want to be able to carry the game, right? And like I said, I'm confident in my ability to 1v2, even in this big wave. So I don't know where Yi is, and I don't mind taking the fight regardless. Here I'm just poking. I know I can literally 100 to 0 her if she even tries. Here I see the Yi. I actually missed my Q, and here I'm freaking scared, because he has red buff, and I don't have flash. He could, in theory, with all this minion damage, kill me. I didn't expect him to Q me, so I walked back to like hit him more, but he actually Q'd me, so I walked back into tower range, and then I auto Q, and then he actually W's, and that scared the fuck out of me. I think that was kind of a misplay. Yeah, I didn't get an EQ off there. That was kind of scary. And there as well, I wanted to just like, while she was in the air, auto, EQ, whatever. But I would have needed like one more auto or Q than I needed to actually finish her. And so it was really spooky. Here I expect her to dash back, which she does, and then she's dead here. Not even close. Like, not close at all. Right, like they're literally spoon-feeding me kills. They don't want to win or something. I don't know what their problem is. But top lane, Mundo also doesn't want to win. He could play, like he's literally playing a tank. He could just play passive. He doesn't need to win lane. He just needs to get some XP and get a Bramble and go low Econ on tank build. But instead, these guys are duo, so they're gonna try and do random shit like this. I don't know what they're thinking, but I mean I know what they're thinking. They're like, oh, gank him. He doesn't have dashes. I'm like being super positive in chat because I had a pretty tilting game before this. So I'm trying to be super positive to one, untilt myself, and also to make sure that my team doesn't like mental boom like the game before this one. Here I'm pinging. I know that Katarina's only play and only win con is shove and roam. And here I'm trying to freeze. to make her come back, but I realize that she doesn't care and that she's just gonna commit to the bot play anyway, and my teammates aren't respecting the pings, so I start shoving. As soon as I realized that, I should have started shoving sooner, maybe I would have gotten an extra plate. You'll see that later I actually missed a 4th plate in favor of Rome, and maybe I would have gotten it if I hadn't waited this long. So it's about being decisive, that's a lesson in this play. So she gets a shutdown, she resets her gold value. I'm not too upset, I'm like, this is part of the course. Lucian shows up, he's not scary. And now I'm looking. I'm like, maybe there's a play top. I'm trying to explain to my low elo teammates the simple win con. Even if it's hard to execute, the fact that it's simple to understand usually yields good results. Here, I make a huge misplay. I didn't know what kind of Draven this was. I didn't spend enough time holding F1 to see how he plays. So, as you know, most Ravens just turn. They just do. So I should have been able to wind wall for the Mundo here. But instead I completely waste my wind wall. I wanted to like wind wall his knock up or whatever it's called. And I can do that on reaction at that range. So that was just a bad wind wall. Do not wind wall early. I get a free kill. I don't tax the wave. I let him collect his wave. I go back mid. Here, a huge misplay. Katarina looks to have boots. I'm not sure, but she looks like she has boots. I can't tell for sure. But I have T2 boots, so in my mind, I'm like, I can catch up. Unfortunately, the minions are getting dragged. I try to catch up as much as I can. But the W speed boost into the E on the plant, and I can't catch up. I should have realized earlier and just gone back mid. But the problem is, shit like this happens. So I need to waste some time. This is that time where I'm not getting any gold, to make sure that it's a sacrifice. You have to. So now I know Katarina is bot. She might feel like she can go back mid in time. She's gonna lose the wave, so she wants to stay bot maybe to see if there's a kill opportunity. So I want to shove this. I don't know why I'm not shoving. This is the VOD review, hindsight 2020. I waited long enough. I see she's not coming back. I'm like, okay, I should be shoving this. So now I am crashing a wave and a half. And I'm losing a plate mid, but I want to gank top. To me, that's a worth trade. Here we see the Yi. I see that he Q'd the thing. I try to catch up, but he has T2 boost just like me. 400 move speed to 390. He's actually faster than me, so I can't make it. But I don't mind chasing. Katarina should be coming back from lane. I'm literally like 2 levels ahead. I'm just trying to push my advantage. I want them to make mistakes. I want to get in their face and see what they do. Maybe they'll like panic flash. Maybe they'll like waste the cooldown. Maybe they'll like overstep. So now I have 3 teammates. They don't know that this is completely fine to dive. So ideally, I like Q her here to ult her here, and then I like give up aggro, but she like E's too early. I still decide to ult it because I'm tanking tower anyway, and by the time I leave tower range, I'll have taken too many tower shots. And also, ideally, if you're Pantheon here, you don't stun her while she's already CC'd, you just auto Q and then you stun, or maybe you stun this guy so he doesn't do damage to me. But don't stun the person that's already CC'd, that's bad. But he mainly uses as a gap closer, which is fine. We like delete her while she's in the air. Here, I shouldn't have stopped to auto that, I should have just kept running away. Unfortunately, that was one too many autos, and then I die. Ideally, I'd rather not tank, but there was no way for me to communicate that to them. If you want to carry these kind of games, you need to tell your teammates at least 20 seconds in advance, hey, we are diving, either through pings or saying diving in chat or something like that. And like ping a bunch until they actually do the dive, right? But this is totally not their fault. I don't mind giving up a mini shutdown to just have this snowballing happen here. Like ideally I don't want to be giving kills to Yi or Cat, but if I'm this ahead, I don't mind trade killing anymore. As long as, you know, it's a worth trade. And that to me it is. Because it's 2 for 1 under tower. Katarina could be going top, I'm not sure. I'm spending a lot of wasted time, I should be just shoving, but I'm just worried. At this point I'm strong enough where farming isn't my priority anymore. I already have my item at literally 9 minutes, that's crazy. With boots, of course. So it's more important to be present on the map and help team. So here I'm seeing the pings, I'm like, I really want a less CS. And Xerath with a long range thing. We kinda save him, we don't save him. If I killed her earlier instead of letting Ignite... Actually, this was a misplay. Let's watch this. I hate this thing doesn't rewind. So first of all, I didn't move as quickly as I had hoped. He also misplayed his E and whatnot. And here, if I flash early, and I literally just EQ auto, because I could have autoed or even Q'd there, maybe I could... Actually, no. The Triumph time, it wouldn't have saved him. But at least I would have killed her, because here she ends up living because of Taric, which I expected could happen, but I was really hoping on it not happening. But Xerath saves it. And here, another misplay by me. So right here, I notice that he's ulting this way. I want to walk and either body block or W, but I'm so lazy about it. Look at this. Unlucky. If I walked more this way and I did the W here, they would be sending my W and he would probably survive. He'd probably die to Taric at the very least. So here he dies because of me. That's my bad, in my opinion. I don't know if I could have saved him, but I could have at least tried. And this is what I mean. You're super strong. You want to be joining all the fights because your teammates are going to int. They don't care that you're 8-2. They don't care that you're 5-1. They will fight without you. They don't care at all about winning the game. They just want to fight. Like, they're playing a fighting game. They're like, I picked my champion, I want to press my abilities, I want to see the health bars go down. They're not thinking, right? So you got to use that to your advantage. How do you carry shit like this? They're not trying to play smart, they're just trying to int. So, you make up for that by being there and like just turning lost fights into won fights. That's pretty much it. Here, I know I have time to help them with Scuttle while I do the wave. And then I go back mid. I don't need to finish it because I know they're going to finish it by themselves. And I want to not lose too much time. I want to keep prio mid. So if she's going to be going for a roam, I want to be able to start following early. So I ping top here because I want them to go top. Unfortunately, Wukong started walking by before going top. And here, I'm like, Katarina might be going top. I'm not sure. Is this guy out? Is he not? Like, should I go for a mid wave to get a better roam timer? Should I go right now? Then this shit happens. Admittedly, I should have gone top earlier. I think, in hindsight, if we're, like, committing this many resources top lane, like, just commit to that and make sure that that play works. Horrible, horrible. I windwall a Q instead of windwalling her ult. And it's a little tough, right? Maybe the correct play was to E and then W or something. I'm not exactly sure. But the good news is I have shield boost. I'm not too worried. So I just stat check. That windwall literally did nothing for me. And I should be airblading here. I'm at 90 stacks. So this is a free airblade. But I am scared of messing it up and trolling. So I go for the safe play, which in this case is kind of not really the safe play. Because the safe play is to kill them while they're in the air. But better safe than sorry. Anyway, I assumed her Q wouldn't be back up yet, and her E was down, so she wouldn't have the burst to finish me while she landed. But then Wukong shows up, so all is good in the world. Here, kind of sad. I pinged him to use it top, because this tower is going to fall no matter what. So we just herald for one plate, which is kind of sad. And here I'm very close to my IE. And I know we're not going to get the mid tower, so I get these two camps into Dragon. And here, I'm just like snowballing. If you're this far ahead, your XP lead is enough to carry the fights and your previous item lead. So even with this item lead from like, I don't know, 5 minutes ago, I'm way stronger than anyone else on the map. Like everyone is just freaking running away. I missed the Q, fuck. This is super ugly to watch. Alright. And then we do the dragon. And then I want to back. So you don't back whenever you hit the spike in your bank. You back when you're allowed to, when you can afford to. If there is gold on the map, or worse, if there are fights happening and you want to carry, you can back. So here, I think top is the play. And I'm like, wait for me please, I just want to clean up the wave. Is he gonna read this? Yes. Is he gonna ignore it? Yes. He's like, oh, he's level 11 and I'm level 7? But I'm Pantheon, I can win this. Let me just literally not E anything until I die. Oops, my bad. Shit like that is so tilting. Passive aggressive unlucky smiley face. And this is why you grab this trinket when you're ahead, so you can roam better and for these fringe situations. So here I see that he's trying to run away that way. He might W me or E me or whatever that is out of vision, which he does, but I want to hold my wind wall because I know the wave is coming. And worst case, I just like run him down or some shit, I don't know. So here, I would love to back. I have way more than enough gold to get IE, but people are dying all over the map. They're pressuring everywhere. I need to snowball the game. Top lane isn't working out for my top laner. Let's get him out of the lane. He already lost the tower, so that's kind of well and done. But if I don't get these plates now, we're gonna lose the plates. And I don't want to come back top lane later to get T1. I want to start working on T2s. So since I'm here, instead of just backing, I'll just keep pushing until something else happens, right? So here I let him either get the solo gold or just deny minions to Draven. He's like, oh no, help me get the tower. I don't trust myself to finish it. This guy is so fed. He literally two-shot me. Look at this. I did not expect this. This was this is a huge mistake. Here I'm just ignoring. 2 autos? Fuck me. Second auto, he procs my shield. And now I'm like, shit. Now I need to Q. I need my second Q, but he actually killed the minion, so now I need to run more. And this is horrible. Fucking Mundo, man. It's my bad. It's my bad for like playing so cocky. When you have to carry, you can't afford to do shit like that. So anyway, I spend my 5,000 gold. Now I'm super duper strong. I'm going straight into BT because I have very minimal CC. And as long as I keep autoing, I'll be regenning a lot. It's I think, the perfect item here. No other item is as good. GA wouldn't be as good as BT in this case, in my opinion. Especially because it's such a messy game. If this was a good team, the kind of team where we straight up, like, end, stopwatch into GA on the back afterwards, or like this double stopwatch is probably ideal. But I'm already at 3 deaths. If this was a 0-1 death kind of game, I'd probably go GA second, or third enemy, after I... So this guy doesn't wait for me, but he gets lucky, just straight up lucky. He got barrier beta cheesed, as expected, but it works out, thankfully. But that definitely tells me the threat this game is the Draven. Draven is a threat. Snuggy, stot, cat. Sorry. Apologies. So here, I'm thinking 15 seconds ahead. After this wave, I'm gonna do this camp, and then maybe we can look for a top play. Either with the 3 of us, or like 2 of us, or something, right? Like, who's gonna show up? It's gonna be Draven, and as long as it's not Taric, I'm down to pull the trigger on it. If it ends up being Taric, which it definitely could be, then I just like back off, right? Here, I want red, because it's up, and we immediately start fighting. We're like inting for towers. I respect it, I guess. I don't think we should be dying for these towers, but... Good bait by him, he flashes. And here, this is a very straight up fight for me. Like, I know I can kill all these people, I just need Wukong to come help. I see Pantheon is coming, but Wukong just wants to do fucking bird. So I have to flash. I think I could have flashed more this way. I'm getting literally kited by everyone. Here, I think too much. This guy goes in instantly instead of waiting for me to walk up. So he thinks so much, and then I can follow up, and then he dies. And then I auto a cannon, and because I autoed that cannon, I can't kill. So that's my bad. If I didn't auto the cannon, I kill both of them. So we're so far ahead, I wouldn't mind starting getting inhibs and just getting Herald. Like, this is a Dancing Shelly game. A Dancing Shelly game is a game... Dancing Shelly is the Herald, they call her Shelly, right? And when you finish the game and she's alive, she will start dancing at the Nexus. Dancing Shelly game is a game where you can end with the second or even sometimes first Herald because you're so far ahead and you can end early. Sometimes you'll get the Herald around the 19-minute mark and then you'll get Baron afterwards and then you'll push with Baron and Herald and then you'll just end after getting a couple of kills. But in this game, I am 100% confident that we can straight up run at them and just melt them and dive them twice in a row and just straight up end with Herald. But I died. I didn't need to die, but I'm just limit testing. Can save him. So I don't know if you were paying attention, but there was a Draven here that I saw last time, and I knew that he was gonna go for Dragon, and I wanted to walk to the fight instead of Dragon because I don't think Dragon is a win con this game because we should be ending before Dragon becomes a thing. So I'd rather join fights and make sure they go well. But it was a bet. I actually ended up not making it in time for the fight, and we lose Dragon anyway. And this is kind of an emotional play. I'm like, well, fuck. I need to get something. I need to keep up the momentum. So let me see if I can windwall. God damn it, slide. Let me see if I can windwall his knockup and just kind of kill this guy. And I knew Lucian was bot, but what I didn't know is he was so close that he'd be able to shoot me from the wall. So that kind of sucked. So here I'm getting hit by people all over the place, and I'm getting mega kited, and I should have actually started walking back. And yeah, so it's doomed. This was a huge misplay. It's a throw from every angle. I could have E'd into the Lucian, and then Lucian would have E'd this way. I don't know. There was a lot I could have done instead of just running straight at him and getting kited like a literal noob, right? Could have waited for Pantheon. A lot I could have done. So here, it gives me 40 seconds to think about how the game is going. I don't like how it's so close when I'm this fed. And I don't like how we keep dying randomly all over the map for no reason. And it's mainly the Mundo, which is fine as long as it's not the other ones. So I throw a little FF vote just to make them think that I'm upset or that they need to stop inting if they want to win or something like that, right? Just like as like a little wake-up call, a little psychological trick you're free to use on your teammates. And then what happens? I go bot. They die top. I'm just farming. I get my red buff. They're pushing mid. Teammates are still dead. The enemy team is outgrouping us. I'm trying to let them know that I could opt to go for like some kind of split push thing where 3 or 4 people show up to me, but that's kind of throwy. That's risky. And I know that we don't need to do that this game because we win straight up grouped fights. So Godsend. They decide to int by starting Baron or like baiting a Baron or something. I make sure not to face check. I don't care if they start it. I don't care if they get it. As long as I'm not the first or even second or third one to walk in, we're gonna win the fight. That's all that matters to me. So here they like all go on the Mundo, but it's a fucking Mundo. It's fucking me, man. He actually flashes. The Taric ults. I can't kill him while he's in ult. So I charge up my Q on him. And now they're all running away. I know I won't be able to catch up. I see the Wukong going on him, but I'd rather start the Baron than anything else. So we start the Baron. We do the Baron. Yi doesn't have flash, and he's being zoned by the Xerath, so I'm not too worried. And here I'm tanking, even though it'd be faster if Wukong was tanking, just because I think it's better for him to be higher health than for us to do it faster. I'm not sure, honestly. I'm not sure. So, I get my GA. I'm basically almost full build at 20 minutes. I'm level 15 at 20 minutes. We can literally end. Like, let's just group and run it down. Like, random shit like this, I don't like. We can literally just end. So, let's recap, because it's kind of the end of the game. How do you carry? Once you're strong enough, you want to be joining the fights that you know you win. Even the ones you're not sure you win, make sure that you're not wasting your gold by, like, not being in the fights. There's no point in continuing to farm. Like, my farm is kind of okay this game, but it's not as high as it could have been if I actually cared about farming this game, just because my team is so low elo, they just don't play the waves, right? They're just fighting randomly. But I still try to play the waves in between fights, and farm camps on my way to things. There, what I just did is I backed to make sure that I don't throw the game. There's no point in me waiting for them on the map. I'll just walk through the map with them. And here, we see we're getting flanked by Yi and Draven. And I see that Dragon is coming up. And I think I say in the chat, yeah, I say, run it down, ignore Drag. Because Drag is not a win con. Sure, if they get this one, it's going to be soul point. But I literally think we can end here if we just listen to my call. So, we literally just walk to their base, and they just give us their base. Because they literally can't do anything about it. And here, I'm looking to end, but we didn't escort the wave, so they kind of proxied it, so I just go top. In my mind, they're not going to fight us. So there's no point in just standing there doing nothing. Let's just go get top. But then, they start fighting. Randomly. While Draven is doing Dragon. Like, this made no sense to me, but I should have known that shit like this would happen. After how the game had been going so far. So, I just walked back down mid, and I literally just end the game. And I didn't even have to do anything this last fight. I literally didn't do anything. I just told them to go mid, and then my minions ended for me. It's like I was playing an RTS, and I like right-clicked my units to go hit the enemy base. I'm literally just inting, because we can't lose. Wukong is backing, because he doesn't want to end. I don't fucking know. And that's game, right? Like, I hope this made sense. Just look at the map, mini-map on the right. Like, the early kills, they're whatever. I was just spoon-fed. This isn't a guide on how to get ahead. Honestly, this was a fluke. These guys were so bad, they just gifted me. Like, Riot gods were like, here, we're gonna give you 5 kills. Can you carry the Feeding Mundo and the Clueless Xerath? And to be fair, the Xerath was actually pretty useful. He was slightly clueless by giving Cat kills, but that could have snowballed into something a lot worse if I didn't control the game more. So I'm diving, I'm making my team get ahead, I'm like getting kills all over the place. I'm trying not to give too many shutdowns. I'm trying to join all the fights. I go mid, I roam. I go mid, I roam. That's the pattern, right? I go mid, I roam. We get the tower. I go bot. I go mid, I go top, I go mid. I go top, I finish with top. I go to the side lane because that's where there's the most gold. I look for a potential dive or play. I see Mundo is overextending mid. I walk to it, but I want my dragon, my red buff first. Which maybe is a misplay. Maybe we should have walked mid right away. Actually, maybe we would have gotten something better if I had done that. I push my lead. I hope that my team like wakes the fuck up and comes to help, but even if they don't, that's okay. I tilt because it's a low elo game, so dying a couple times is fine, and I'm not too worried about throwing this game. But that was a huge mistake. Right here, once he dies, it's a dead play. I should leave. But I want to see if I can kill everyone and actually lifesteal back up. But of course, it didn't quite go down like that. I respawn, I go mid. My teammates are dying all over the map. I die, that's bad. I should be going mid. I see that there isn't a play there. I wait. Maybe I go back for another wave mid. I just wait and see. So from here, from my first death here, so this was at 16-12, all the way to 20 minutes. That's literally 4 minutes where I did nothing. I don't know if you realize that. This is so important. This is why you throw games. You're like, dying doesn't matter or whatever. It does. Dying matters so much when you're the one carrying. It's about momentum and tempo. Dead time is time for your enemy team to continue feeding without you there to make the losing plays into winning plays. It's more time for the enemy team to get random kills and come back into the game. Sure, I was only dead for 40 seconds, but it takes 30 seconds to walk from base to lane, and then it takes another 20 seconds to cross from one lane to another. And during all that time, random shit is happening. So at first you're going this way, then the stuff that was here is no longer happening, so you go there, then you die, and then you're back in base and you walk back. 4 minutes where I didn't get gold, where I didn't kill anyone, where I didn't pressure anything. Like, I can't overstate how big of a deal that is. But anyway, because I die so much, and I don't know why, honestly. I can't justify this Baron call. It doesn't make sense to me. But I guess they weren't doing the Baron, they were just baiting it or something. But I don't know why they thought they could fight. Did they think they could pick me or something? I don't know. I'm not going to overthink it. They're bad. Everyone is bad. I'm bad. So there's a random fight that happens. I'm misplaying it, but it's literally just a stat check at this point. Like, I don't care. I could have maybe E'd into and threatened the Draven, but I didn't want to even bother because of the Taric ult. Like, I'm safe. I want them to come to me. I will ult off the Wukong. I'm not going to try anything fancy. And then we do Baron. And then I'm like, let's run it down mid. They don't want to run it down mid, so I wait until we finally group. I'm ignoring Dragon. I'm not getting baited by random shit on the map. Because I know And that's another thing. This comes with practice, I guess, with experience, with watching games. I don't know. Like, you gotta know when you can and can't end. To me, it's very obvious that they can never fight us head on, and we can literally just ace them twice in a row. And even if we can't ace them twice in a row, we can ace them once, get a couple inhibs back, get a third inhib, or run it down mid again. Like, it's very obvious to me. They don't have very good kite on the enemy team. They just have a Taric. That's the only kite they have. And I guess Draven with his E, but, you know. So, the recap of the recap, because I really want to get this point across. I'm, like, kind of tilted by all these people that keep getting leads and then they complain about losing games that they shouldn't lose. Mid, side lane. Go back mid to catch the wave, side lane again. Get the mid tower, side lane. Get the side lane tower. Back. Go mid or to the side lane to catch the big wave. Go to the fights. Go to the fights. Mid lane, side lane. Mid lane, side lane. Baron, Dragon, if that's the win con, eventually you'll just be acing them and you'll be ending. And if they have a split pusher that's super annoying, you ignore him. Like, either you 4v4 or you 4v5. I don't know, hope that made sense. Ask me if you have questions or whatever.